All right, hello. I'm Ashley. Today I wanted to talk about just time. What is time? The thing that we call time. Well, first of all, such thing as time doesn't exist. If it's just made up for a human to get in more of the routine so they can keep track of items more easily. So, in ancient times, you could know when to go out in the field and crop some stuff, and etc. The word time is made up. So it could be more of, of a routine and keep working, be more productive because you see something is going by. But it actually doesn't exist. It's just a made up word. So I have a couple of notes I want to talk about today. So first of all, the exact platform that you're watching this video on right now, YouTube, you are wasting 2% of your time on this platform. And that's on the case if you just watch some entertaining videos instead of some value giving videos like this where you actually learn stuff. So really think about this, that you're spending 2% of your whole life on this exact platform. Now, this is proven by studies. This is just not just some made up number. This is actual numbers from real people's data. So think about this. When you spend 2% of your time on this platform, what do you want to watch here? So anyway, let's get straight into the biggest problem of everyone's life is the phone. The phone takes too much of a person's time. The attention goes to the phone. The whole energy that we have goes to the phone. Energy and time are one of the most important things in your daily time schedule because those things cannot be replaced, especially time. Yes, energy comes back every single morning, but time, such thing as time, it doesn't come back. So what I want to get after here is I should suggest you to look up your daily screen time, whatever it is. Got my coffee. Check out your daily screen time. I would guess that it's around 4 to 5 hours. Now do the math. After 20 years, you're just every single day you're spending 5 hours on the phone. Now do the math. Multiplied 365. You can do the math by yourself. In the end, the amount of hours you put onto this phone, you get nothing but just some good feeling. Results in, I guess, around 10,000 plus hours. Now imagine if you put those 10,000 hours into building something. If you just put those 10,000 hours into a 9 to 5, even if you don't have any business, if you just put that 10,000 hours into a 9 to 5, how much money you would actually make? How much more money you would actually make if you just use that time more wisely? Obviously you could be in your daily job and then use your phone, but you can still do some productive things on the phone. You don't have to scroll. You don't have to watch porn. None of these things are needed. They're just made up so you would be more in the matrix. You would not think, you would not use your brain, and you would still hope that something wonderful happens to you in the future that is going to magically save you from a poverty that you're going to get to anyway if you just hope and don't do anything. So the next thing, what you spend your time on will be in direct correlation with what you are going to achieve in the future. And there's a quote that I just heard a couple of days ago that show me a man's calendar and I will show you that man's goals. Now this is very simple. Whatever you spend on your time on in a daily basis, you sleep 7 hours, you work out in the gym 2 hours, you go to your daily job, you spend 8 hours there, you spend time with the family, or perhaps you even study some language. All of those things accumulate in the future to a certain skill that give you a certain result in the future. So really think about this. If you sleep 7 hours, what is the goal? What is the reason you're sleeping 7 hours? What do you want to achieve with that? If it's better health, I understand that's a very good thing to look for. But if you are spending 2 hours on your couch watching TV every single day, then what is the true goal on that? Could you really not just spend that time going somewhere else? doing something else, something more productive, something that you really want to do, but you're still just sitting on your couch, basically doing nothing. So just think about this. Whatever you do on your daily basis is going to be in direct correlation in what you are going to achieve in the future. So yeah, this is a very good example. You wake up, you make your breakfast, you go to your work, you come back at 5. Perhaps you have some lunch in the meantime, but you come back, you get food again, perhaps you work out, but then you chill on your couch for the rest of the night. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. You're just going to keep making money. Perhaps you're going to get better in the gym. But there's no other value is going to be coming to you since you're just doing nothing, basically, after your job, which you do to live, survive. You're not doing the job to experience the life, doing new things. You do the job to survive in this damn thing we call life. So really think about this. Whatever you do on a daily basis is in direct correlation what you're going to achieve in the future. And another thing that you should think about, and is very important in my opinion, is when you choose the activities that you're going to be doing, and when you're even doing something, and you see and you feel that, or you think about that, like the 10 closest friends that I have, or perhaps the 90% of the people I have in my school, or all of the people that I know are doing this activity, are living life this way, then they're probably not going to go anywhere either, unless you have some really good friends, killers, warriors. But that's very unlikely. So if you have friends, if you have family, if you have someone in your school, and you can see that basically they're living the life like everyone else is doing, they go back from school, they work out, they eat, they play video games, that's it. What do you think is going to happen in the future? Nothing, guys. So really, the point of this idea was that you cannot spend your time, which is limited, the thing that we call time, you cannot spend it the exact same way the other 90% of people are spending it around you. Because if you spend it like the other 90% of the people around you, then guess what? You're going to achieve the same results, the same things, and you're not going to be in it. You're not going to get anything new unless you get lucky, which is very unlikely. And yeah. Let me just quickly look at my notes. So yeah, now I'm just going to give you some tasks and the best ways you could think and structure your day to get your goals. So first of all, I want you to think about what goals do you even want to achieve in this life? Because if you truly think about it and you go deeply into the meaning of a human life, then the only reason we live is to keep our species alive. That's the only reason. There's no other reason we have a life. Nothing else matters. The only thing that matters is keeping our species alive. So, but you still have some things you want to do. I understand. So the best way, in my opinion, and on my experience, is to just write down the things that you want to achieve. Write down everything that you want to achieve in your future, in the close future, in the long-term future, everything that you want to achieve. If it's kids, if it's traveling the country, whatever it is, just write every single thing down on the piece of paper. And it's worked best if you write it down on a piece of paper. Otherwise, the effect that you're going to get from there is just not as big. I really suggest you to write down every single thing on a piece of paper. All right. Now that you've done that, hopefully, I would suggest you to write down why do you want those things, because we all may want some things, right? I could want a fancy car, a Ferrari, but why? Perhaps just because I saw a piece of car like that in social media. Then that's really not a thing that I want. So go deep into this thing, and why do you want this? Because you might want everything in life, but if you don't have a clear why, if you don't have a strong why, then you're not going to want to work for that goal, for that future, you're not going to want to work for that unless you have a very strong why, unless you have a very strong reason to work for that thing. So really think, every single goal that you just written down, next to that, right? Why do you want to achieve that? What is it going to give you? Why do you want it? What is the positive effect? What is perhaps the negative effect? Why do you want that? All right, cool. Now that you have done that, hopefully, I just hope so. Next, we're going to plan out how you're going to achieve those goals. So now you have to really think, take a whole day, perhaps even, and go in depth. Actually, no, fuck that. My bad. We missed one step. The step that we missed is listing all of the goals in priority. So you have all of these goals. Let's just say you have 10 goals. Then you have to put them in a priority list. What are the goals that you want to achieve first? Perhaps some goals that you only want to achieve in the future if you have a wife or spouse or whatever. Some goals you want to do right now, some goals you want to do in the future. So based on that, form a priority list. Just number them. What is the first? What is the second? What is the third? What is the fourth? And so on. What do you want to achieve in the order of the things that you want to achieve them? All right. If that's down, then we're going to start planning. First of all, look at the goal that you want to achieve the most. Now, and you just have to create a plan. Create a plan month by month, year by year, how you're going to achieve that plan, goal. And you have to form a plan. You don't need any mentor or some person to teach you how to create this plan. You probably know this by yourself. If you want to make $1,000, how are you going to make $1,000? Very simple. Let's just say I need a client, or I need a lot of customers that buy my hoodie, or let's just say I need a client. How am I going to get that client? I need to advertise. I need to reach out to people. How am I going to do that? I need an email inbox. I need a social media account. Okay, how do I create that? I sign up to these platforms. And then you get this plan on how you can actually achieve things, and you can see the step-by-step path on how I can actually do stuff. And it's so easy after you've done this. So create a plan like this for every single goal that you have. And most importantly, create a plan like this for the goals that you want to achieve first, aka the most important goals. So this is the way to master time. And another thing that I don't have time, but I would like to touch on, is that you can actually alter the speed of time. And now there's two ways to do this, to altering the speed of time. First is the bad way. This is the way that we all use to altering the speed of time, which is we turn on brain off. We turn on brain off and we turn on this automation, and we just flow through life. This is why so many people wake up in the 50s and the 40s, because they just have the automation in the brain and they are just flowing. They don't think, they don't do anything like this. They just exist. But that's not it. So that's one way to alter the speed of time, and then everything just kind of goes faster, even though it doesn't. And then there's the good way. The good way is when you find something, and I'm going to elaborate on that. The good way to alter the speed of time is achieving something called peak state. When you get something you really love, and you get in the big state, you're focused, nothing is distracting you, you're just focused on this one task, you have coffee in your body, you had just had great sleep, you had great food, you have water, everything is balanced, and you have full focus on this one task. And then your time just flows because you're just doing it, you're loving it, everything else is also in the right place. And time just goes by, and the speed of the time that goes by is faster because you're just so focused, and the energy that you put into this task is much, much different than when you are distracted, and then you switch your energy sources and the places you direct that energy. But that's a whole different topic. But anyway, if one thing I would take away from this video, if I would be you, is very simple. Time is limited on this place we call Earth. Second of all, time doesn't exist. Third of all, 2% of your time is spent on YouTube. I don't even want to know how much of your daily time is spent on TikTok or any other shitty platform. Think about this, right? So nothing exists and nothing matters is the next one. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is keeping our species alive. That's another thing, aka reproducing. And now, if you want to achieve something, then the way to do it is by writing down your goals, writing down why you want to achieve them, getting into the reason why you want to achieve it. What is the reason? And then you're going to list those goals into a list of priorities. You want to do them, achieve them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you plan out how you're going to achieve that. And then you just have to execute every single day. And that's how simple it is with anything. And that's how you master time, is that you use your brain. You don't fall into this automation trap that we are teached everywhere, what you're used to, just turning your brain off, letting everyone else do it. That's how it is. If this video helped you, if you like this video, then obviously I would love if you just support this channel and perhaps check out Vownish. We have a lot more of this kind of juice over there, where you get personal meetings, weekly calls, where we give you juice, rewire your brain, and give you a step-by-step path to mastering a certain niche that is applicable to you. All right, anyway, peace.